are not, this body that we are looking at, this magnetic energy that we're seeing, it's just a giant receptor. What we're seeing, this body is a receptor that's receiving all the information we need of the cosmos, of that divine consciousness, and with that electrical field around us, that electrical field around us. I saw it last night as is it's an energy that needs to be flowing and flowing. And when something is messing with that energy, that means we're not getting enough download. There's something happening in our body that we're not receiving when we're ill, when we're not eating the right food, when we don't have knowledge of self, that electrical field tends to dry up and decrease, and that's what eventually causes our death. That's what eventually caused our death. Our energy, it's like our energy supply just decreased, just dried up. So the goal is for us to keep tapping into that divine field, that energy field. Keep having that energy field, keep flowing and flowing. And it creates, and that energy field help creates our experiences. And how do we do that? Oh, good. Thanks, sis. How do we keep strengthening our, people call it biofields or electrical field? The first place to start is having knowledge of self. Is having knowledge of self. Because as the Christ letter tell us, if the Christ letter says, listen, you are here to, we came in this earth only to understand, to find out in everything we do, basically the gods that we are, to go back to that our that place, our true self. So the things that we go through on earth, those are just obstacles. Those are just obstacles to prevent us, put there by us. You know, this is just the hard truth. We just got to lay it out there. These are hard truths. These obstacles, whatever we're fighting right now, whatever we're going through right now, we decide on these obstacles before we came into this realm. That's what the Bible tried to tell us. These are just obstacles for you to overcome, to find your true self, the creator that you are, the divine being that you are. And the closer you get to that truth, is the more that energy keeps pouring in. The more that energy keeps pouring in, the more that knowledge keep pouring in, the more you can heal yourself, the more you can see your abundance. So so this work, the self work, is everything. Is everything. If you find this live, don't stop. Don't stop doing the self-work. Don't stop doing the self-work. Everything other than, I'm not talking biological, the things that we go through on earth, I'm going to go as far as to call them an illusion. Because, you know why? They do not affect our divine self. They just affect the character that we're playing. They just affect the character we're playing. They do not. I know it's hard to believe. We get so tied up into it. And this is coming from a person who this week, out of the trial, my higher self just keeps sending me stuff that I'm not working on, sending me stuff that I've been avoiding. And when I look into it, and when I start speak up, and when I start accepting, these things I need to work on. That's the time. That's working on self. That's how we work on ourselves. And then when you keep okay, all right, I see you, higher self. I see there's a higher self. Just keep helping us on that path to our godly self. That's why we're here. We're here to go back to that. So anything other than we going back to finding our higher self is an illusion. Is an illusion. This world that we live in, not the world itself is an illusion, but the programming. And that's why the scripture is so powerful that says nothing can separate us from the love of God, because we are God's. And whatever we think is so burdensome, the lack, and whatever we think that the sickness, the tug of war in this world, it's just part of the matrix. It's just part of our experience, and we're not supposed to invest so much energy into it. The energy we should be investing is finding our true selves, finding who we are. Nothing in this world is greater than we are. We don't need, they teach us you need to get married, you need to this, you need to that. No. The only way to escape this matrix is to find our divine self. Because this thing that's visible, this body as we see it, this avatar, it's just the magnetism in this avatar is what give us that experience. It's just give us that experience of bonding and rejection. And that means the things that we experience in this world. Sometimes we bond to certain things, we reject certain things. We're up, seesaw, up, we're down. This is just the magnetism, the energy that's helping us navigate this realm. Because the goal is to find that divine consciousness. The goal is to tap into that universal consciousness. That's why we're here. And we shouldn't waste any time think about the things that we're lacking. I don't have this, I don't have... Those things are illusion. You have everything. All you have to do is understand who you are and continue on the path to finding yourself. This world is for us to overcome this world as Christ did. This morning I was just brushing my teeth, and I understand the things that we worship Christ for. The things that we worship Christ for is all locked up in our mind. Oh, walking on water, healing the sick. The only reason, I'm not saying the only reason, but Christ was just experiencing his divinity here on earth. Christ came, and he came just like me, and he came just like you. He was born in sin, as they call it. But I just tell you about electromagnetism and the ego and all that. Christ, and he grew up in it. He was a troublemaker, just like many of us. His parents were poor, like many of us parents were poor. But after that baptism, you might think of it physically, I think of it spiritually. Because just imagine, why did he go baptize? He knew, and most of us here, he knew that there's something deeper than what our eyes are seeing. And if you understand God, if you're a creator, understand God, you start asking those questions. God, no way. And that's why I don't like when people stop people from asking questions about God. Why would God kill a baby? Why would God cause famine? Why would God destroy so many people? If you are solid in your faith, you need to welcome those questions. And when people are in church, why people keep these questions have to come up, because we're not on the right path. We're not, well, perception of God, we're not, it's not who God is. So those are the questions that Christ had. And when he got baptized, he went away. He's like, sometimes I feel like doing that, just go away. And so you can get everything be revealed. And the Bible called it 40 days and 40 nights. And he went away, and he had a divine experience. He was shown creation. He was shown who the people are. He was shown everything. Read the Christ letters. If this find you and you're wondering what I'm talking about, read the Christ letters. That goes into Christ, what Christ's experience is. So when he leaves the desert, he was in there 40 days and 40 nights. When he came out of that desert, he was happy. He was happy. He's like, oh my gosh, I can go back and tell my people, oh my God, that they have the power of God in them. They can do anything they want, that they are gods. They don't have to listen to what they called them back then. Were they elders? The priest. They don't have to listen to the priest. They are gods. They can heal. They don't have to be poverty. This is what Christ saw. That's what Christ's teaching is. He saw what we were made up of. He saw the power that lives within us. He's like, no, they don't have to be poor. They don't have to be led by anyone else. And that changes entire being. That changed who he is.
Alert. Road closed.
And once you open that door, you can't close it. And the more he meditates, the more he fasts, the more he got rid of. I really think he got rid of, or maybe some left, the ego and the electromagnetic bonding to this realm and what it came with. He was in this world, but he wasn't half of this. He was in this world, but he wasn't walking according to this world. He wasn't affected by the things of this world. That's what Christ was. That's who he was. He never said worship him. He never said he was God. Never said he was God. So that's what Christ's teaching is. And so this morning this thing just came to me and just showed me how he was able to walk on water. Because everything in this realm that we see and that our senses show us is just a perception. It's just you can perceive whatever it is. We live in a mental matrix. You just can perceive whatever it is. So when Christ walked on water, it's probably it just is belief that he just think that maybe the water is something he could walk on. Maybe he said, listen, all this lake right here is solid ice, or this lake right here is a road, and I'm gonna walk on it because that's what I believe. That's my belief. And you just start walking on water. And Peter start doing it too. Peter start walking on water, but as soon as he goes back to he remember, oh no, this water, he probably walking on it like, yeah, oh my God, I'm walking. Because his belief was like, this is not even water. Or his belief is like, this is solid, I can walk on it. Everything is our belief. We grow up, they said belief kill and belief cure. I see some monks, they walk on fire. Who told us that thing was fire? That program. So if the monk think is walking on ice, that's why he's able to walk on the fire, because in his belief, and he tells his subconscious, listen, this is not fire, this is ice. Listen, this is how it works. Our belief system is creating our reality. So when Christ went to heal, I said the woman with the issue of blood, Christ, listen, don't presume that because you have blood flowing through you, it's a form of sickness. You put your belief. That's why he said your faith has made you whole. Your faith has made you whole. Whatever your belief is, that's what you'll experience. And that's what the world tell us. Oh, if my chest hurts, it's an heart attack. Why don't you think, oh, if my chest hurts, it's indigestion? What don't you say? My chest hurts, it's just my body repairing my heart. Put that in your belief. If wherever you find yourself today, and what if you're feeling sick? Say you gotta oh, this is cancer. You have to reprogram your mind. Listen, we're living in a mental universe. If we want to succeed, it has to be through our mind. It has to be through our mind. No, that's not cancer. Whose report are you going to believe? That's what the Bible tells you. Nothing is definitely out as it seems. We were told, you have a lump, that's cancer. You have a lump. It doesn't necessarily have to be cancer, but if you believe it, because studies have shown it's not the cancer that kills, it's our thoughts, our perception of death, and our body believes it. I'm trying to let everyone understand the realm we're living in. Whatever you perceive the thing is, that's your reality. And they're not going to tell us that. So they program our mind to create this reality of lack, and sickness and disease and all that. We have to understand who we are. Our mind is so powerful. We are the creators of our own universe. So wherever we find ourselves today, if things not working out for you, you change, as the Christ letter says, you just need to change your belief. Change your belief. Tap into this body is just a receptor. Where we are tapping into the highest of highest consciousness. This body is not who we are. Don't associate yourself with this body. If your leg hurts you, it's just, don't think, oh, it's a blood clot. Oh my God, I have a blood clot in my leg. No. Your leg is just probably tired. Your leg is healed. Your leg is okay. Your leg is healthy. Keep telling yourself that wherever we find ourselves. Telling yourself until your subconscious understand it, because we have to reprogram our subconscious, because we've been told that a pain in our leg is a blood clot. So we have to let our subconscious say, no, my leg is healthy. I am healthy. Use that I am well. And if your leg's not working, you continue to speak with it. Speak to that leg. I am leg. My legs are okay. You keep reprogramming your subconscious until it becomes your reality. That's your perception. There's no hard rule. Heart attack. This is whatever. This is if you believe it. If you believe it, that's what it is. That's what it is. So I want to really emphasize we coming into the knowledge of who we are. Understand when you hear deep minister says, oh, we're just energy. We are electricity and we are magnetism. We are electromagnetic beings. And as how I understand it, the electricity, our central nervous system, all that neurons and that runs through us, those are electricity running through us, and they are it's a giant, we are receiving from our brain to our toes. You see, it looks like a tree in our body. It's receiving information from that divine universe, that mental universe, but we can only perceive based on our understanding, based on what we were taught, based on what we were taught. So so whatever you want, you just imagine it. You imagine it. You just perceive the things that you want, the blessings that you want. You perceive what you want in your life. So the only problem is, and it's not a problem, it takes effort. We just have to reprogram our subconscious, because we already programmed. And that's why it says, unless you become a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Because we were already programmed what's what and what's what. So we have to detach from that. We have to totally detach from that. And that's finding yourself. And that's finding yourself. Who you are is that I am. That I am. I am well. I am healthy. I am wealthy. You know, that's who we really are. So we get, and the church taught us to be so obsessed with Jesus. And I heard Terrence Howard says, our goal is to be like him. It's not to worship him, it's to be like him. That even though he was in flesh as we are, he was able to overcome this world. He was able to overcome this world. He didn't die for no sins. We don't sin. We don't even sin. What we call sin is just the natural action of the ego. That's who we are. That's who we are when we don't understand. What you call sin, it's the things we do when we don't understand who we are. That's why you see pastors failing now, because it's just natural. It's just natural when you're not tapping into your divinity that you're going to do these things. You're going to cheat on your wife. You're going to rob. You're going to steal. You're going to be dishonest. It's just different degrees. It's same you, but it's just different degrees of the same thing. So unless you come into the knowledge of who you are, and that's what we should be doing. Going back to our godly self, going back to our divinity. You're gonna always make these mistakes, and it's okay. It's okay. We are righteousness from the beginning. Exactly, sis. We are righteousness from the beginning. We were just programmed, we're sin, and we're sinners saved by grace. And the devil do this, and no. The power that lives within us, I don't know what can stand against us. Yeah, the power that this world teach us to be dependent. Oh, oh, depend on the pastor. Oh, depend on the church. Depend on the job. Depend on the job. We should be able to have abundance in spite of the job. You know, but it takes a reprogramming of our subconscious, because if we believe we need the job, and listen, I am one, I know I'm fighting against this. If we think we need a job to pay our bills, guess what? That's what's going to happen. If we understand that, listen, I have access to everything I need in this world because creation is finished, and then I was put here to experience everything. If we have that in our belief system, money flows to us because we're bigger than money. We're bigger than money. It's our beliefs that's killing us. We have to change our beliefs. And you might, oh, change our belief, it's not true. Oh, you mean it's not truth? You have to change your beliefs. What is truth? Is truth that you need to go to a 9-to-5 job and have money to pay for things that you're going to leave this earth and leave your children? You're not able to teach your children you want to teach you the way you would like them to be taught, or work on your marriage, or go feed the homeless. As the gods that we are, we're here to experience God, experience being a God. Our working a 9-to-5 job is gonna help us do that. Huh? Let us know. And if we believe, if we understand who God is, if we really understand who God is all love. This world is, that's why everything's just gonna crumble. It doesn't matter what they're doing or saying. Everything has to crumble because it's so against nature. This is not how we should be living. All up in our ego, all divided and against each other, all think we're better than because of the area we live in, because of the jobs that we are, or that we have. That's not how we should be living. I'll think we're deserving. Oh, we're not deserving of this, and we should be sick, and we should be going to the hospital. We should be struggling to pay our bills. We should be seeing homeless people on the street, don't even have basic need, that their basic needs are not being taken care of, as food and shelter, and trees were created to provide fruits for us and vegetables. The earth is free. Come on, this is against creation. We want not to have any other God, including a job, because we are the creators, and that's hard for people to understand, sis. That is so hard for people to understand, that we are the creators, and we're creating our reality unconsciously. That's the problem. We are creating it unconsciously, based on our programming, based on what we were taught in schools and by religion. That's how we're creating our reality, and that's what we have to wake up. We're not creating our reality based on who we know we are. We are the creator. We are divine beings. We shouldn't be sick. This body is just temporary. Who we are never gets sick. Who we are is not poor. Who we truly are, we're just identifying with this body. And even though we were taught we were mind, body, and spirit, we're still stuck in the body aspect of it. So that's the thing we have to understand, especially now. And what we do, the worst thing we do, all these politicians, they just put stuff out there and we grab onto it and we create what the politicians want. We don't even know that we're creating everything we don't like the politicians for. We're creating it for them because we give it so much energy. Energy is currency, people. Energy is currency. You hear the politicians say, oh, he's going to do this and he's going to do that. He can't do it unless we give him the energy. Ignore them. Let them starve for energy. That's the currency of this realm, your energy. You hear, oh, somebody get killed. Don't give it any energy. We constantly contribute. Energy is currency, sis. Energy is currency. When we gonna understand that? If we hear that there's somewhere where there's can't we renew our mind? Can't we believe that Chicago is a blessed area? Can't we do that? Can't we turn our mind from our programming about gun violence and school violence? We need to reprogram our minds. Oh no, there will be no more gun violence, and believe it. Let us create the world that we want. Can't we create the world that we want? I don't want any more homelessness. I don't want anywhere on this earth described as a bad area. I don't want to hear any shooting of our babies anymore. Any killing of our babies, whether in school, whether in gang. Can't we do that? No, but we see it sit on the news. And then we repeat it. Oh, so Chicago got killed today, and we call our brothers, we call our sisters, and we just give it energy. And to this day, we think our politicians is gonna stop that. It's our mind. This realm, you can only change things with our mind. With our mind. Let us put in our belief systems the things we want change in our society. Michael Jackson said, listen, you want change? Start with the man in the mirror. The biggest deception in this realm, the biggest deception is that somebody's coming to help us. Why would somebody come to help us and we have the divine power within us? Who's coming to help us? Jesus is waiting for you to ask for his help and not to send you things. How do I do this, Jesus? He's the Christ. He's in the heavenly realms. How do I do this? He's your brother. We sit down and we worship him and we praise him. You don't need to do that. You are probably just as him. I made a video once. They tell us, our grandparents, our dead parents, don't worship your dead parents. But you worship Jesus? Your grandmother and Jesus is probably in the same realm right now. Huh? Or your auntie or your child. Huh? You see your babies, they probably come from higher dimensions from where Jesus is. Or even where Jesus is from. Understand this. Understand who we are. Understand the power that's within us. We have to understand that. This is where we're at right now, and you have to understand. Don't be swayed by what your senses are showing you. Please, that's the biggest thing. Don't be swayed by what your eyes see and your ears are hearing. That sixth sense, that knowing within you. Go deep within you. You have the power to access these divine realms. Don't be swayed anymore by what we see on TV and our fears. Oh, that's the biggest ones. Oh, our fears. Yeah. Yes, sis. We have to go within self. We have to go within self. Yeah, don't be swayed by our fears. Fear is an illusion. Fear is an illusion, I'm telling you. What caused people anxiety and all that, it's just illusion. And I'm gonna explain why these things are an illusion. These things are not truth. They're not truth. They are just our perception, is what we perceive. As for myself, I know I'm scared of flying, right? I'm scared of flying. Why? Because I think that we're gonna be in an accident. That's just my perception. Because and let me tell you, before 9/11, I was okay. I was okay before 9/11 until after 9/11. This is how we are programmed. You see the program? Yes, sis. Yes, look within self-discovery. Yeah, this is how we're programmed. Fear is a big one. And oh, you fear, oh, you're gonna get sick and you're gonna die and you're gonna leave your children. You fear, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job, and I'm not gonna be able to pay my bills and all that. Those are the things. These are just perception. This is just programming. So the biggest thing is, if I'm scared that the plane is gonna, I'm afraid to go on a plane because I think it's gonna crash. It'll probably happen. These are the things. So this is how we create our reality. I'm scared that I'm gonna get sick. If you're scared you're gonna get sick, you're gonna get sick, because you already have it in your thought. That's your belief. And that's why they say anything happened to us, we did it, because we already thought about it. We think about, oh, we're getting sick, and eventually we do. If you do not balance that thought. So if the thought comes and says, so that's why I tell you everything is perception. So because if the thought says, oh, you know what, I'm gonna get sick and I'm gonna go to the hospital and this or whatever, then if that thought comes, you need to think a new thought. No, I am well. My body's tired. Well, I will not go to my body's all well. I'm not going to go to the hospital. I'll be okay. Don't leave that thought hanging out there, because thoughts are conscious. I know it's a mosquito right there. Because your thoughts have a consciousness to them, and it takes a while, but it will manifest into this realm. That's why everything that happens to us, it's because of our thoughts and our thinking. So we have to change the way we think. Be mindful of your thoughts. If you think your hand hurts, you have a pain in your arm, it's arthritis. You will get arthritis. And if that thought comes, you'll be like, no, this is not arthritis. I am all well. My hand is ill. It is okay. We need to balance our thoughts. And so this is just the programming we've been given. So now we're going to turn that around. We're going to turn that around, and we're going to think the things we want to think, the things that we want to happen. And that's why I said we have the power within us to do anything that we want. We have that power. And the only way you can do it in this realm, believe it or not, it's through your mind. We're in a mental realm. This matrix is mental. You could walk around with your guns. You could walk around with anything. The only time things manifest in this realm is through your mind. That's what Christ knew. You could work for 70 years. You won't get rich if you don't feel it in your mind and emotion. So that's the deception. We want our body to heal. We have to feel it in our mind. Our thoughts and emotions. Emotion is just energy in motion. And then we have a feel around our body that brings it into our heart and bring it into the universe. They lie to us. They tell us, oh, all right, say the rich people, oh, they work so hard or whatever. Let me tell you, they understand the universe. We live in a mental universe, people. That's the only way we're going to achieve anything. The changes that we want, the blessing, the healing is through our mind. As my sister always says, the mind is a battlefield. And if you understand, let us understand how to win this battle. Because your thoughts is always going based on its programming. We're going to reprogram our subconscious. Everything comes from our subconscious. It takes, whatever you give it. Subconscious doesn't ask any question. What's my guy, Joseph Murphy? If you want to understand the subconscious, go. The subconscious have knowledge of everything. But listen, it's everything that just go. It doesn't ask any questions. It just take whatever you give to it. So when you say, you're talking about someone like, oh, my neighbor have a big leg, or my neighbor, whatever. Your subconscious just think it's you're talking about yourself. So yeah, Neville Goddard and Reverend Ike, please, you could check those people out. Your subconscious only think you're talking about yourself and give you that big leg. It doesn't ask any questions. It just, whatever you put into it, it just take it. The goal is for your subconscious to be programmed by that I am. That I am, that divine self, that all-knowing self, not just your conscious thoughts. It's been programmed by your unconscious thoughts, what you know to be true, and it's not necessarily true. What we were taught in school, what we were taught in church, what we were taught by the world, by the TV. We're watching Trump, we're watching this. So your subconscious is programmed by all those stuff we're absorbing. And so those things are manifesting in our lives. So the lie about, oh, you have to work until you retire to be successful. You have to work hard to be successful. You can't be successful in this realm until you feel it in your mind and your thought. You can't be rich until you feel it. Until you understand, yeah, I am creating my reality. It's all me. It's all me with my thoughts, with my emotion. Yeah. So let us try that. Let us try and work on self. Let us try and get over the old ways. We're going into a time where whatever is coming, and this is not to scare anyone, but it's the end of an age. It's not an age. Every 400 years we have a reset. It's the end. We're coming up. And so those things you read in the Bible about the end of time, it's just the end of this 400-year reset. And I hope it's not, you know. So what we're seeing going on in our world, in the government, it's just part of the process. Everything's gonna be new. I was thinking this morning, I'm like, what? Knowing me, and maybe I shouldn't think this. Um, money is just gonna have no value. Money's not gonna have any value. All that running around, all that working this, working to pay this house off, it's just gonna come a time it's not gonna have any value. But I did hear someone says, oh, the way they're gonna charge Mother Nature cleansing herself. Yeah, it's not gonna have any value. It's not. And we shouldn't be a fear. If you understand yourself, if you understand how your mind and your thought work, we shouldn't fear anything that's coming, anything that's coming. But we shouldn't be. It shouldn't be pawns for this society. Um, we shouldn't allowing them to dictate what we think. That's basically what I'm saying. We shouldn't allow them to dictate our thinking and dictate the way we feel about other people or the way we feel about this world. We shouldn't. So the goal is to find self. Find, as my sister says here, self-discovery. Find self, discover yourself. And no, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. And I'm gonna say a very controversial thing. And even me is having a hard time believing it. But all the things that we've been through, that we think we've been through, everything that we experience, and we think, oh my God, all these things. Anything outside of you, your consciousness and energy, it's all illusion. It's all an illusion. So you're saying, this didn't happen to me, this didn't happen to me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And that's why there's no sin as we know it. There's no sin. All that happens to us is to help us discover who our true self is, who we truly are. Everything that we're holding on to, and that's what my higher self trying to show me all week this week, you know, and it was real hard. Stop going back into the past and digging up stuff. Those are illusion. Those are illusion. And because we're still in that ego, and we're still in that magnetic aspect of ourselves, it's so real. You go back in the past and it feels so real. And it's you can't do anything about it if you want to look at it physical. The past is a past. The future is not here. Let us be in the moment. We are divine being. We and what another reason why it's illusion too is because this is what we signed up for. We knew, our true self knew that we were going to do that. Whatever happened to us was going to happen to us, and whoever is going to do it was going to do it. It's like when in the Bible, Christ already knew Peter was going to deny him, and he already know that Judas was going to betray him. He already know. That's why he can't able to forgive, and that's why we should be able to. That's why we should forgive. But because we're so caught up in this world, we're so hateful. Oh, you did that to me. You already know that we already, before we came here, our divine self, our true self, know that your sister was gonna deceive you. Everything that happens to us, our true self, our divine self, already know it was gonna happen. Please, the Bible is everything. Go deeper into the Bible, please. The Bible is just us. It's all about us finding the power within us, especially Christ. If you just sit down and just read everything that Christ went through. Don't think, oh, I'm going to worship and Jesus is coming back. The Christ consciousness is coming back. It doesn't, it can't, it's so powerful. What body on this earth can hold Jesus? Remember, when me and you and all of us, to fit in this body, we have to descend in consciousness. And what does that mean? All right, say if you're on the 8th level, and as the Christ letters tell us that we are all powerful, we are all knowing. So for us to fit in this low vibrational body, you know how much levels, to put it physically, we have to go low, 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 low. We have to go, it's like you lost yourself to descend in this body. That's why we don't have any memory of anything. That's why we take this world so literally. We take this world as we see it. We take the Bible as we see it, because it's like we lost our divinity. We didn't lose it, but we came down so low, and we signed up for that. Because just imagine, who we are is this divine being. So what if the Creator says, you know what, deep ministry, you got to go to earth and help these people, help the earth vibrational energy, help to wake up people. And this is what you have to do. You have to go down there. You're going to go through trauma. You're going to think only your body exists, and only that fleshly aspect of you exists. You're going to go through lack. You're going to go through pain. You're going to go through disappointment, and people's going to hurt you. What if that's what God said to us? But we, in our divinity, be like, oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. We can do it. That's what we're going to say. And we sign on the dotted line for all these things to happen to us when we come here. Because we know who we are divine beings, and we should be able to overcome every obstacles we receive, that happens to us on earth. That's why the Bible says, He's not going to give us more than we can bear. Whatever we're going through, we have the power within us to overcome them. And we signed up for it. So that's what Christ signed up for. That's what all of us signed up for. So all these things that we're going through, why I say it's an illusion, because it's not who we are. It's just part of the experience here on earth. It's all an illusion. Don't take it so, don't absorb it. Don't give it so much energy. And that's why Christ can forgive Peter and Judas, because he already knew. And why he already knew? Because when he came to earth, he raised his vibrational frequency. He was living after his baptism, and in the desert, he understand who he was. And that's why he's be like, okay, forgive Judas and kill himself, because he was in too much self. He couldn't understand what was going on. That's why I can't forgive Peter. It's like, go tell him, and Peter too. Peter was crying his eyes out, because he's like, oh my God. And he was created for that purpose. So the things and the people in our lives, they're created to cause us havoc and all that, but we have the power. We have the power to rise and forgive. And when we forgive, we shouldn't let anybody influence our emotions, take us out of our equilibrium. No, don't let anything on this earth do. Focus on ourselves, find ourselves, discover ourselves, understand who we are. This is what everything happened this is why we're here on this earth. To discover our divinity, to understand who we truly are. This is why Christ came. This is why Muhammad came. This is why Buddha came. This is why they all came, to help wake us up. Listen, you're just like Buddha. You're just like Christ. You're just like Muhammad. You're just like Jehovah, whatever, and Yahweh and all them. I mean, they gave us those names. They personalized everything. And I knew it wasn't about personality, because they give God, the creator, the source, a personality like us. Why you think the source of who we are is oh, and God speak and all that. That's why you can't take the Bible literally. The creator of who we are have a human attribute to it. God is so powerful that right now God is in us, around us, and everywhere, and we can't see him because he vibrates. God vibrates at a certain frequency that beyond my comprehension. That's why you can't describe it. The people in Egypt call it nature. Everybody have a different name for it. What the source of all that divine aspect of us, and he's in us. That's why I said there's no separation. And he's you might say he, she, whatever you want to call, experiencing everything we're experiencing right here. That's God. That's God. So you don't have to go to a building. You don't have to go anywhere. Anywhere you are, God is. It doesn't matter what, because you are God. You are that God you're looking for. You are not the God or the source, but he's in you. So you have that divine power to do anything you want to do. Anything. And that's why we're just your energy. It doesn't matter what your words say. It doesn't matter what your words. You could say, you know what, deep ministry, I love you. And if your heart doesn't feel it, God knows. So you don't have to be like, God is, he knows. Everything is so authentic. You give off, immediately you give off that energy when you're not being your authentic self. And that's another thing I want to talk about just real quickly before I didn't know I was going to be here an hour, but be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. Please. If someone says, how many candy you have? I have 2. If someone says, do you like this? If you don't like it, says, no, I don't like it. Oh my God, you don't know the energy. Oh, that increase your energy. And fight to be your authentic self. That's what love is. Fight to be your authentic self. Don't worry about you're gonna hurt people's emotions. Your truth is your truth. I don't like that what you did. You don't like it. Don't think you have to be a doormat for anybody else. No, I don't like it. No, I don't believe that. Don't compromise. The God power lives within you, is all absorbing everything. And you talk about sin, and that's why we're not supposed to judge anyone, because the judge is already inside. You reap what you sow. For every cause, there's an effect. Be your authentic self. I'm learning this too. No, I don't like it. I don't care how you, not that you don't care how you feel. You care how I feel. Let's put ourselves first. No, I just don't like that. No, that doesn't taste good. Sorry. You're not here to build, you're not doing anyone a favor in building up their emotions and telling them a lie. You're not doing anyone any favor by doing that. Be your authentic self. Be your authentic self. And you see how, because God is with that consciousness, that divine source is within us. The more we vibrate higher, when you're authentic, when you're truthful, when you're loving, it just automatically let you expand. It automatically send you things that you need, because that's why the scripture says he knows our needs and our wants before we even ask, because it feels the energy. And not only that aspect of us, but people around you start gravitate to you and be like, what? I thought John didn't like me. What? You just see the world. Listen, we control all this, everything. Your husband start be like, oh, you change everything. Listen, you want your marriage to change, your children to change, you change. And start by being your authentic self. Start by understanding who you are. Please. And yeah, follow Deep Ministry for more. Hey sis, thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you. Follow Deep Ministry um and we'll figure it out together and watch those videos. We're here. This ministry is here so we can understand our divine self, so we can understand who we are. We go back to our divinity and we get out of this illusion that we are just our body and Christ is coming to help us and everybody's coming to help us and it's the devil and it's this and that. No, it's you. You just need you. You don't need anything else. And it's important at this time because we're going through a transition. Some people call it the new world and the old world. I like what the Christ letter call it. He call it we're going to live in two dimensions at the same time. We're going to live in the physical and we're going to live in a spiritual dimension. This is what I think somehow is going to happen, and the split's going to happen. And the split is those who are aware of who they are and those who are not aware of who they are. All right. So be blessed. Be blessed, everyone. Understand who you are. Walk in your divinity. Love everyone. Be authentic. Be your authentic self. Don't worship anything outside of yourself. Change your belief to match up with the divine person that you are. Don't allow yourself, don't allow your thoughts and emotions, don't allow people to dictate your thoughts and emotion in spite of what you're seeing or hearing. Understand the divine aspect, the divine person that you are, and just live your authentic life. Live your authentic life. Live as the God that you are. Live as the God that you are. There's a lot of people out there helping us to raise our consciousness, vibrational energy. That's the goal. That's the goal, because we're going into separation, as the Christ letter says. No more will the separation be about those who are rich or those who are poor, but the separation is going to be those who understand who they are, those who are conscious of who they are, and those who are not. All right. So be blessed, everyone. Follow me on Deep Ministries for more content like these, and have a good one. All right, sis. Be blessed.